Is Carnival Games in Action the worst game on Xbox 360 Kinect? That's a good question that I seek to answer in my video today. Being honest, at one point I would have considered calling this one of the worst Kinect games after playing it for the first time several months ago, but more recently I picked it up again and gave this title another shot, and I must say that my opinions on this game have improved since I first tried it. I think a big part of my issue was that I initially began Carnival games with the mindset of, I'm going to beat this game and unlock all of the stuff in it. And if you go into this game with that kind of mindset, you probably won't have a good time and you'll probably drive yourself bonkers. But when I recently gave games of the Carnival variety another chance, I went in with the mindset of, I'm just going to play this to have fun, and whatever happens, happens. And after taking that approach, I actually enjoyed this game overall. I mean, this title is a collection of 20 Carnival games, or fair games if you prefer, and attempting to tackle that with the mindset of a completionist, no, it's not going to go well. Fair games are already designed to be janky and cheesy, but when you add an Xbox 360 Kinect into the mix, have fun. Now, while there isn't any story mode in this game, I guess the way to quote beat this title would be to unlock all of the prizes in it, and prizes are acquired by either earning a first place prize in a game or purchase from the store using tickets. So, the way winning prizes and tickets works is that each game has 3 tiers of rewards: third place, second place, and first place, with third place prizes more or less being participation rewards of 2 to 5 tickets. The second place prizes required you to get a decent score in games and was always 10 tickets. But the grand prize required you to reach first place in a game, and there were only a couple games in which I could regularly pull this off, being Hot Air Balloon Race, Down the Stretch, and Funnel Cake Falls, but more on that soon. Anyways, the first time you win first place in a minigame, you earn a prize, which is something like a piece of clothing or a prop for your avatar. But it can only be used in this game. Oh yeah, this is an Xbox 360 avatar game, so more power to it there. But after you've earned a first place prize, if you go back to play that same event again and place first, you can't earn another prize, you earn 25 tickets, which you can then spend in the store. Now, a lot of items in the store are a bit on the pricey side, and it would take a lot of time and dedication to buy them all, which is something I did not do. However, there are 3 things you can purchase which give you avatar awards and achievements if you buy them, being Barker's hat, suit, and monkey. Barker is the game host and he's shown on the cover of the game. Anyways, these items are a bit on the pricey side and his monkey cost 500 tickets. But I did grind out these 3 items so that I could unlock the avatar awards, which were just Barker's clothes and his animal friend if you want your 360 avatar to dress up like Barker. And I reckon that wraps up discussing the progress system in this title. Time to get into the minigames themselves. Like I said earlier, Carnival Games has 20 on-disc minigames with extra DLC games that I didn't purchase, and the 20 games are divided up into 5 sections, I guess you could call them, and most games you can play right off the bat, but a couple require ticket payments. One such game was one where you talked with a wizard puppet, and the other being some wheel-spinning game. I didn't really care much for these 2, and thankfully, all of the other games were free to play. My 3 favorites, like I mentioned a moment ago, were Funnel Cake Falls, Down the Stretch, and Hot Air Balloon Race. In that last one, you're racing tiny hot air balloons against 3 AI players, who are sometimes avatars from people on your friends list, and the first person who reaches the top of the racetrack wins the game, and you play this one by pumping your arms up and down, while pausing or speeding up to bypass obstacles. Down the Stretch was similar, in that you're against 3 AI players and you're racing something. In this game, horses. You play this one by throwing balls into holes to make your horse move, and you pretty much just flail your arms up and down as quickly as possible to toss balls into the holes. That sounds odd, but I can't really think of a better way to describe it. As for funnel cake falls, you basically just hold your arms out and try to catch and stack falling funnel cakes, and you earn points for every cake you catch, and the more sweets you have on your plate, the more points the next one will be worth. But you gotta be careful and try to move slowly, or you might accidentally spill your cakes and be forced to start over. While those were my 3 favorite games, there were many other fun and noteworthy titles, like one where you ride on a roller coaster and you stake your arms out to try to catch coins with a net. Now that minigame really stood out to me because it randomly had hard rock music playing in the background, something that metalhead me appreciated. There were also things like a janky batting cage, a game where you try to knock over metal milk bottles with a baseball, or even a pig race, which I wasn't a big fan of. And a couple games offer local multiplayer, but I had no one to play this title with, so no comment there. And I think that's everything covered gameplay-wise. Exercise-wise, this is one of the tamer Kinect games out there, and with the exception of 1 or 2 mini-games, this is a pretty laid-back title. It's still more exercise than just twiddling your thumbs though. As far as the motion controls go, they were okay, and it really came down to the individual minigame as to how well it worked, but I didn't have any major issues with Carnival Games. The cartoonish graphics were pretty good, and this title holds a overall decent soundtrack and some pretty good sound effects. In conclusion, with all things said, is Carnival Games the worst Kinect game? I'm gonna say no. If you play it just for fun, without trying to complete it, this is a pretty decent game, especially when you consider how cheap that used copies are, and I give this game a 7.4 out of 10 by my grade scale. Still not the best Kinect game, but it's alright. As for similar games I could recommend, I'm gonna go with Kinect Joyride. Now a little side note apart from my review, the subtitle for this game varies in Europe and America. In Europe, this game is called Carnival Games in Action, but it's Carnival Games Monkey See, Monkey Do in America. I have no idea why this name change occurred, but I honestly prefer in action. And I'd say that wraps up my review for today, folks. Thanks for stopping by and for tolerating my bad narrations. I really do appreciate it. For anyone who is new here, I mostly review and discuss Xbox 360 games, so feel free to watch some of my other vids if that sounds interesting. And follow me on GameRam for hints at upcoming vids and behind the scenes stuff. For our Bible verse of the day, I read John 4:34 NIV. My food, said Jesus, is to do the will of him who sent me and to finish his work. And like always, none of my content is ever made by AI, and I don't consent to my voice and likeness being modified, altered, and copied by AI in any way. Jesus is king, and he loves you all. Have a good one. Peace. I mean, this title is a collection of 20 Carnival games. This title